God of Highschool was poorly adapted from the webtoons. Due to how high the quality of animation was, they had to cut and change key parts of the story to save on cost and time. They made huge trade-offs for animation, and while the animation was amazing and every single fight can be a contender for my top 10 most well-animated fight scenes, what's more important? A good story, or making every single fight scene have the budget of 20 episodes of Black Clover? Now, I'm not saying I didn't like the animation, I'm saying that sacrificing huge plot points for a higher quality animation is not worth it. And while I understand having the most important fight scenes receiving extra care in terms of animation, I don't think it was entirely necessary to have that same quality of animation for every fight scene. And I mean every fight. Even the minor ones were absolutely jaw-dropping. Heck, even when they weren't fighting, the animation just looked so smooth. It would have done God of Highschool so much better if they spent less time on animating every single fight scene with so much care and only focusing on the important fights. Because, once again, what's more important? A great story with decent animation and stunning fight scenes, or always having amazing animation but with an alright story? Watching the anime without reading the webtoons, it felt rushed. However, the extent in which God of Highschool went in order to keep the story more concise greatly surprised me after reading the webtoons. Huge plot points were either changed or shortened by an extreme amount so that more time could be focused on animating beautifully choreographed fight scenes. And while you may not think that much changed, well, you're wrong. Here, let's start with this. When Mori fought Ilpio, sure, the fight was amazing, but Mori wasn't supposed to win. Ilpio was. This change greatly undermines Ilpio's newly received power. The Fox Spirit's power was literally hyped up for the entire season. The whole point of the God of Highschool tournament was literally to see which one of these kids was gonna receive the power. So Mori winning on the account of basically anime plot armor was extremely unsatisfying. What's worse is that Ilpio was supposed to be the one to move on in the tournament to fight Jago, the main antagonist of the season, and it would be there that we would learn a lot more about their characters. They did eventually fight it out, but in an entirely different context and sped through the backstories of each other. Changing key parts like this destroys essential character development, and felt like it was really only done to save time. Speaking of cutting out important moments, Mori was supposed to fight Jago right before he went to God form, essentially cutting out another important and honestly really hyped fight. It's gonna cost us so much to animate another fight to cut it. What? Like, the whole cut it. And you may think, well, that's all, right? No. Remember this old dude? You know, part of the Six, teleported all of the people of Seoul away, and then soloed a god? No? Probably because he was only there for like 5 minutes. He shows up, his grandson is killed, oh shit, gotta avenge him, saves the city, and then dies. Like, what? Hardly any backstory, leading to a disconnect of feelings between the character and viewer, and then as fast as he was introduced, he's gone. And lastly, the one thing that really boggled my mind was Mori's power boost from acupuncture. The guy from the Six literally met Mori, taught him acupuncture off screen, and now every time Mori uses it, he just gets this insane power boost. He didn't go through any training, no hardship. We should have at the very least seen it. Why leave it off screen? His power just feels so cheap and fake because of it. When Mori receives a picture of his grandpa all beat up, he just whoops everyone because of anger and acupuncture. He wouldn't have won without it. They should have at the very least just explained it more or gave him more screen time. It would have made his newfound power make a lot more sense. And the worst part about all this is that these are just some highlights. There are literally dozens of parts that are skipped, sped through, or changed, that I can't go over all of them in just one video. All of these cuts and changes are all primarily placed into the anime so that they have to animate less scenes, less fights, therefore allowing them to focus on animating everything so well. However, for what the animation adds, simply isn't enough to make up for what we lost in the story. Preferably, the anime should have ended season 1 around when Mori fights Han, but it ended when Mori becomes the Monkey King. That should have at least taken a few seasons to get to, so that alone should basically tell you how much this was rushed. The best comparison I can make to an anime that did it right is Jujutsu Kaisen. Both shows focus on intense action scenes, beautifully animated fights, both were produced by Studio Mappa, and both had orange-haired female characters. Yeah. However, what Jujutsu Kaisen gets right is where they focus their attention. Instead of pumping out the highest quality of animation for every single fight, they tone it back. Yes, the animation is still levels above most other shonen, but they focus significantly more attention to the most important fights, while the ones that are not as relevant to the plot and viewer are toned back a bit. Compare this to God of Highschool, where pretty much every single fight has the utmost care put into it. Good animation isn't cheap, nor is it quick to produce, so of course they need to sacrifice something to produce such high quality animation. They could have just cut the story, like they did, or sell their soul to the devil for a perfect anime. Should have gone with the latter. Hey guys, just as an end note, I wanted to make it clear that I really did enjoy God of Highschool, even with all the cuts and changes. Like I said, I really loved the animation, the fights were amazing. And the story wasn't terrible, it's just that it's not what it could be. Hopefully they change the pacing in the upcoming seasons. Anyways, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. We're about to hit 1k subs, and I'm just so grateful that you guys are here. I think I'm a live stream on Twitch for it, link in description, and probably post a 1k subs video as well. Other than that though, thank you again. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, share, comment, and sub. It's always appreciated. See you guys. Bye.